This tutorial will cover the 35mm Showa front end, commonly found on Harley-Davidson models between the years 1973, 1986. FX, Sportster. So your fork might look a little different than this. They do come with like dual calipers. Lower triple tree, usually painted black. Aluminum upper triple tree, just like this. We will also be replacing the handlebar bushings. You'll want to start by first taking apart the front end of your bike, removing handlebars, the front wheel, brake caliper, that sort of thing. A word on the seals themselves. In my half-baked research, I noticed there were two different like main seal types. One that had springs in them and then ones that didn't have springs in them. So the Drag Specialties kit on the left, I used everything except for these two main seals. And then this all balls kit, that was where I got the two main seals from. So I had to kind of like mix and match everything. All right, so here's some fork oil that you will need. It helps having a little bit of thread sealant. Grease, of course, makes everything go in easier. Something to clean the fork with, the stanchions and everything else, the lowers. As far as tools go, you'll need something for the top caps. This is a 1 3/8 inch top cap remover piece. I'll have the link in the description. You'll also want something to pound the seals in, which I've 3D printed this little guy, or you can use a piece of PVC pipe, whatever works. And then some of the 35mm forks have C-clips holding everything in, so you might need these little C-clip pliers. You'll need this extension, an extended 6 or 8 mil, I forget, so that you can actually pull the bolts out of the bottom of the forks, the fork lowers, and kind of get everything apart. So this is me proverbially removing the wheel, removing the handlebars, removing the brake caliper, all that jazz, before we get right into this. This is pulling off the top caps here. You'll need that special huge tool to do it. Yours may have tension, so you're going to want to press down as you're removing them in case they shoot off the forks there. Once you pop those off, then this lower thing is all that's holding the tubes in. If you notice your tubes are kind of stuck in there, you can kind of loosen the other side fork. So that bolt right there, and then the top cap, and kind of wiggle it all around a little bit. And that usually gets them to slide right out. This is definitely easier to do when the front end is off of the bike. But it really helps, makes it so these things just slide right out. So there we go. Got our first tube. This is what I did. So pulled the spring out, definitely covered in oil. Be careful with that. I pulled this dust cover off. And then you're going to want to properly dispose of the oil. I've been told by some old timers that you can actually put this oil in with motor oil and dispose of it in the same manner. I had maybe less than 6 ounces of oil, 6 ounces of oil in each tube. So I just did that. Okay. On to the actual disassembly. First, you'll want to pull off the bolt underneath. You will get a little bit of oil coming down. That's to be expected. No worries there. And then onto the main C-clip, kind of holding everything together. The style of C-clip that I had, you can use just a screwdriver for. It's just a little metal kind of round clip versus an actual proper C-clip. Once you get that out, you can just bang these things apart. Nice and easy. Don't forget the damper tube cap, which is that little cap right there. I noticed in my half-baked research, you may have a different looking top cap than this. However, they go in the same location, and the kind of assembly and disassembly procedure is the exact same. All right, here's me cleaning everything. So spraying all the internals, everything out, getting all the old oil out completely to the point where this thing is bone dry. Here are the other seals coming out. We've got the main rubber seal, a nice metal washer, and then there's two like metal sleeve seals that are actually doing the rubbing on the metal. that I came out. I couldn't locate replacements for these, so I just hit them with a little bit of steel wool, some WD-40, kind of cleaned them up, and they seemed like they had a little bit of life left in them, so I just tossed them back in. Here we go, further cleaning everything up. You just want to make sure everything's just nice and clean, get all that old oil, any like little bits of dirt, metal, all that bullshit, just get that shit out of there. Brake cleaner helps, WD-40 helps, air compressors help, paper towels, whatever. Definitely just take your time, do it right. All right, and then here is the damper tube, which just falls out of the whole thing once you get it all apart. There's 2 plastic seals that go on here. I like to slide the top one in from the top, the bottom one in from the bottom, and then the spring goes in just like that. At this point, this damper tube's ready to go inside of this stanchion here. So before we do that, we're going to reinstall these seals. If you had new ones, that's great. Go ahead and put the new ones on. I unfortunately didn't, so it's getting the old ones. Make sure you get the right order, orientation, whatever. You just want to make sure the order is correct. Okay, and then this damper tube with the spring, you can slide in from the top. There we go. And in order to get it out of the bottom, you just give it a little finger from underneath, and bang. There she is. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Once you get that sticking out, you can put the top cap, the damper tube cap on it. There we go. Just like that. And then this entire assembly can be slid back into the lower, just like this. Boom shaka. At this point, I like to smash in the first bushing here all by itself, just to make sure that thing is fully seated. And then you can go ahead, slide the washer, the metal washer goes on, and then the main bushing or seal, the rubber part. Make sure that goes in the right way. Smack that thing all the way in. Drive it nice and deep in there. You can definitely grease it up, put a little oil on it. That's always a good idea, just so it's not getting cut up on the way in. Lastly goes the metal clip, the C-clip. If you have kind of just the little springy type, you can just put it in with your fingers, maybe push it all the way in with the screwdriver. Or if you have like the proper actual C-clip, you can use your C-clip pliers to put it in there. And then lastly on the top end goes the dust cover. Be careful, you don't want to pull the fork apart at this point because we haven't installed the lower bolt, which we're about to get into right now. So for the lower bolt, you want to make sure you've replaced the washer. Most kits come with a new washer and a new bolt. Go ahead and just replace both. And I like to put a little bit of pipe sealant on there, just a little bit of insurance. Shove that sucker in the bottom, tighten it up by hand. Easy peasy. This is so easy. And then once you get it all hand cranked, it's a good idea. Bring out your electronical drill and give it 1 or 2 little ugga-duggas. And you're good. You definitely don't want to over crank that. That's for sure. And then I've been told you don't want to use Loctite on it either. So do not over tighten and don't use Loctite. There you go. Now, if you want a little bit of extra credit, you don't have to replace these little screws, but sometimes the washer on them or the little seal on them can go bad and they can start leaking. So since we're here, why not? The kit came with new screws, new washers. So we're going to just throw those suckers in. The washers they appeared to be like a rubbery, cardboardy material that wasn't metal. So I soaked them in oil before I threw them on there, and boom, there we go. And then also the top caps come with some new O-rings. Those are pretty easy. Just slide it off with a little screwdriver or a little hook. Get your new one, cover it in oil, and forcibly put that thing into its place, into its new home here. It might be a little bit of a struggle bus. Don't cut it. Don't use a metal tool. Just force it on there with your fingers. There we go. All All right, at this point, we're pretty much ready to go back in and back together. So we're sliding her into the triple trees. Make sure you put your spring in there. And then as a placeholder, because of the way these 35mm forks work, I was just putting the top cap on temporarily while I did the other fork and before I went ahead and filled them. That's just because these 35mm forks are kind of interesting, where the top cap does a little bit of support holding the fork together. Oil will depend on if you're fully dry or if you just drained it out a little bit and you're re-moistening it. Make sure you're putting in the right amount. I had no idea what year this front end was from, so I just kind of guessed. I'll put some information on the screen, hopefully, of fluid levels, what I found on the internet. There is a whole bunch of different stuff. But yeah, roughly in this ballpark, you'll be fine. Once you get the fluid in there, you can put the top caps back on, tighten everything up, torque it all down to the proper torque specs, and then move on to the next thing. Now, if you want some extra credit, if you pulled your handlebars off, or if you just need to do this, you can replace your handlebar bushings. These rubber factory handlebar bushings kind of turn to mushy dog shit pretty quickly. And so it's, you know, why not? While you're here, while you're fucking around with your front end, why not replace them? I've got these thermal plastic TPU units that we actually make here. We 3D print these bad boys. 100% infill. These things are solid. And they are designed to have a very tight tolerance around the bolt, around the 35mm triple tree. So as you see, everything is real tight fitting. That's very intentional. We did that so that your handlebar bolts and your handlebars just feel solid. These things feel kind of like lathed aluminum units. But yet, when you're ripping down the highway and you have a, you know, your engine's running at a high RPM, it will soak up some of that vibration still. You're not just eating that like a tuning fork on your hands. I've been running these for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years now, on my own personal bike, and I love them. Okay, all done. We got oil, we got seals, we got new nuts and bolts all over the place, even new handlebar bushings. At this point in time, I'd like to give it a good wipe down, make sure everything's nice and prim and proper, and then, you know, wherever this is headed, you can either reassemble your bike, put the wheel back on, put your brakes back on, take some nice photos of this, post it on Facebook Marketplace. You know, whatever your heart desires. So I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. We'll see you on the next one.